this is Ariel and we will be working on an autumn dress today using an authentic 1950s pattern, and I hope you'll join me today. The fabric I'm using today is this really pretty burnt orange cotton linen blend with white window pane. I chose this fabric because it reminds me of autumn, and the pattern I will be using today is the Simplicity 4661. This pattern was first printed in 1954. It features a short sleeve with bow view and a no sleeve view without a bow. I will be making view 1 with the bow, but I will be omitting the sleeves as in view 2. Because in autumn I often wear sweaters, and I usually get an issue with sleeves bunching up in the shoulders and the upper arms, so I just like to omit them altogether. For notions, I'm using this white zipper, and then I'm going to be using brown seam binding for the hem. And with that, I have everything I need, so let us begin. So before I started filming, I actually had to do a full bust adjustment on this pattern because it's several sizes smaller than I am, and I don't usually guess willy-nilly about my tops as opposed to my skirts because it's more important that the top fit better. And as I said, for the skirt, I am just adding more to the sides to make it wider. I also noticed when I pulled out the pattern that it's actually already been cut by the previous person, although thankfully they did leave the bottom part of the skirt still in the packaging. However, I just decided to add another 2 inches because I usually have to take away from the length anyway. I think 2 inches will work here. Now for the front part of the skirt, I had decided, since this pattern doesn't have pockets, that I would add pockets, but instead of doing side seam pockets, I was going to do front pockets like you would see in trousers, and I thought they would look really cute with this dress. This is a struggle I go through every day. So I took a lot of time to try to match up this side to the pattern so everything would be perfectly straight. However, my issue is that I'm not supposed to be putting the pocket on that side. The side that I'm doing it on is the center back. I know it's the center back because I wrote in the margin center front. They're supposed to be on the other side. I also decided to add a little band to the opening part because it would bring that pattern of having a band around the collar to having a band around the pockets, creating a more seamline look. I mean, guys, I really took a lot of time trying to match up these pockets. It hurts me because I ended up having to cut out a whole new piece, and I spent so much time trying to match the pattern so you will not be able to see the pockets once they were done. Oh well. And because I like things to match, I did cut out a mask as well. To save on time, I pinned everything together and then I just sewed it factory style. Starting with the collar lining, and then the bow, and then putting the band around the pocket entrance. I just kind of guessed on the size as far as that goes. I think I did 3 inches, folded it over. And after a quick outfit change, I did the mask. And to finish the seams, I decided to use my handy dandy serger. Unfortunately, it got handy dandy knotted up in the gears. And so here I am ironing out seam binding to use instead, which was actually a common practice in the 1940s and 50s when sergers weren't as commonly used in clothing as they are today. So I am just sandwiching the seams together and then just going right over that with a simple stitch. And now for the fun part, I am sewing up the sides and then I get to try it on to see how well it fits. And with the exception of the skirt being just slightly too big, everything else looks great. And now I can put on the outside collar band, which requires top stitching, and I'm struggling really hard with long nails to open up this new old stock of thread. The struggle, again, is so real. Once I get the thread open, I go very close to the side edge of the collar band, and I just sew along there. And once that's done, I do try it on again, and I absolutely love how it came out. It looks beautiful. And so at about this time is when my camera died, so I'm just gonna walk through what I did. I added a couple of pleats into the skirt. I tried on the skirt, realized it was still far too short, so I put a 1.5 inch band around the bottom, which actually carries on that same motif of having bands. And then I finished out all the seams, added a zipper, and then I did all the hand sewing bits. Where I then realized I sewed the bow to the back. However, I'm not mad at it, so I left it. And now for the fun part, the reveal. Okey-dokey. Alright. I'm cold. Alright, so this dress. I'm super proud of how it turned out. I'm just not in love with it, and I'm not sure if that's because it's too short for my liking, or because I'm just not crazy about the color now that it's a dress. There might be a reason why I don't have any orange in my wardrobe. The things I do like, however, is I think the collar came out really nicely. I was pretty nervous about doing top stitching. There is a hair. I like this a lot. I was super nervous about it because sometimes when I do top stitching, that's usually when my worst stitching happens and it sort of comes out looking homemade. You know, the kind of homemade where it's like, oh, she made that at home. If you get what I mean. But I don't feel that way with this, or at least if it does look that way, I don't feel that way. I'm also not mad about doing the bow on the back. I think it's kind of a sweet little surprise, especially since you can't really see it when I'm wearing a sweater. That's the only caveat to that, but I do like the pockets a lot. I'm really happy with how they came out. It's a bit of a, not mix up, what is it? A change up from having the normal side seam pockets. Leave my snacks alone. I also like the band that I put on here. I really wish that it was about 2 inches longer, the whole dress itself. I kind of feel like a rebellious teenager having such a short skirt. Any skirt that's too short for my shortest petticoat is too short. I had to roll up this petticoat, and this one is like I don't really feel like wearing a big poofy dress petticoat. So it's quite scandalous for me, really. Overall, it's a great dress on paper. I'm really proud of the construction. I really like the fit. I think I don't care for the color. It just doesn't thrill me. It doesn't spark joy, but that's okay. We always keep moving forward. I learned something along the way, and I had fun, and that's really what matters. And I look forward to the next project. And until then, thank you for watching. And if you liked watching this, consider subscribing for more videos. I will have more videos. Have a good day. Bye. So, this dress, I am now too hot. It doesn't spark joy, but that's okay. I feel like I learned something on the journey and I enjoyed the journey. Stay out of my snacks. Please consider subscribing if you made it all this. Did you No! I didn't know that was glass. Well, the more you know.